Light the beam. It's time for Nerdy for 30, the podcast where we talk about nerdy-ish movies for 30-ish minutes. My name is Kevin Bauer, a.k.a. the Critic's Choice, and the People's Champ, Tim Keck, is not here today. In his stead, we have two guests that you're going to love. Listeners of this show will recognize a multiple-time award-winning guest of the show, the award being that we love having her. It's my girlfriend, Lauren Moore.
Hi.
And joining us, because we're talking about challengers, and it just doesn't feel right to talk about challengers with only two people. We knew that we needed to bring in a third. So the third that we're bringing in today is our friend and now yours, Evan Boylan.
Wow. And that checks out. I didn't even think about that. It's the love triangle, I guess.
Yeah.
We had to do it.
Up.
So, Evan, this is fun because this is when Lauren and I saw this, when it came out. We missed it in theaters, unfortunately, but we caught it at home shortly after it hit digital and adored it. Evan, you are fresh off this movie. Take us through your thoughts right now. How are you feeling?
I'm amped up, honestly. I don't think I'll ever be able to look at a movie the same way. It was just like a perfect amount of advertisements. And I presented so sexually, and it was so charged. Like, I'm never gonna look at Applebee's the same way after that makeout scene in the parking lot. There's gonna be some Freudian shit happening to me at any Applebee's from now on. I just don't even know what to say. Yeah, is it a movie even, or is it an ad? That's a pretty basic take, but I don't know. I don't even know what to think. It hasn't been enough time. I'm still digesting.
What's that? There's something I remember hearing people talking about, the basically quiet product promotion that was there for Tashi, where all the skincare products and stuff she uses are the top of the line. And I think the argument for why it was used in the narrative of the film is to telegraph, where she's at. She's very rich. She's very successful. But then people were also noting but also, those labels are phasing out. We see what they are.
I was trying to think what? Yeah. I mean, you do use it to tell the story a bit, but then I also think they threw Duncan under the bus. I'm just going to say it. I'm a big Duncan guy, and they showcased that Duncan, and then they let the villain eat some of it. I'm pretty sure he's the villain. I don't even know, dude. He wore plaid, and he parked crooked. That right there, that sets you up. I'm like, this is not a good man. this cannot be the hero. If this is the hero, I'm out.
Oh. Well, that leads me to a question that I have for both of you, where when this came out, I think Zendaya on the press tours and stuff, she was pleading with people to understand that they're all kind of villains and that they're all flawed. But she was and this could be another marketing thing for sure, where she was watch it multiple times. You will change who you're rooting for and who you think is the villain every time. And has that happened for either of you? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, Evan, it sounds like you're kind of on the side of Patrick is, in your mind, the full-on antagonist role.
I think he has to be, because I think they put all of the ad placements on what's not Cheney. Oh no, dude, Trace. What was her name again?
Tashi.
Yes, they put the ads on her and the other dude, but not him, right?
I mean, I feel like that could be. I take that to be more their status for sure. They have sponsors because they're rich and at the top of the chain.
Okay. I could see that. I could also see, I was wait, are they not putting ads on this one, these people because they're not the good guys and a brand wouldn't want to be associated with them? I don't know. I thought they were he was set up to be a bad guy. I think 100%, but maybe not.
Interesting. I definitely fall more on the side of, all of them are, to the extent that we can kind of get, they're shitty people, but mostly just because they're all obsessed with tennis, and tennis is the only thing in life that they care about. We see more of their, I think it's Tashi's mom is taking care of the kid. We see more of the kid with her grandma than we do of the kid with Tashi. And it's I mean, that brings me to something that I was going to bring up a little bit later, but I think we can just dive into here, which is, I think the genuine case for the three of them as a throuple, because the three of them do all make each other better at the thing that they all care about. And you can litigate whether or not it's worth, tennis being a worthwhile way to spend your life, and whether like their obsession with tennis makes them objectively bad people otherwise. But I think at the end of the day, whether or not it makes them bad people, it is clearly what all of them are obsessed with and care about. And it is only with the interplay of all three of them working together that they attain their peak.
I don't know that they are all equally obsessed with tennis. I think Tashi is obsessed with tennis and Art is obsessed with Tashi. So I actually think Art is the worst of them.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah. And that was something that when I watched it the first time, I felt the same about. Like, I thought Patrick was like the clear worst one, was in love with Tashi. And then I think the second, I can't remember the second or third time, like I definitely realized more of Tashi's flaws later, but definitely was like, oh, Art sucks. Like he's he's just hiding it better, and he's like running under the radar, but he's so like he's obsessed with her, but he's like swarmy, and he's like, it's the whole thing is their relationship with each other. It's all tennis match. Like, and I love that is the thing. Like, tennis is relationship, is love, is them. It's like, and they're all just playing this match with each other. And they take turns, which one's like shooting the other one, and which one's defeating the other one, which one's winning. But yeah, I hate Art the most.
I mean, I think that's fair. He's the one that's kind of trying to weasel his way between them in college.
He's a weasel.
Sows the seeds of doubt there. And then I think you get a picture of his true colors in that sauna scene where Patrick is coming back and trying to kind of like make some kind of reconnection. And he's just like, we are not the same. Like, he throws that wall up between them.
Yeah, but Patrick is also like playing with him. Like, Patrick is toying with him because Patrick knows that he's slept with Tashi and that Art doesn't know that yet. So like, here's the thing. Patrick is not hiding who he is. Like, he is who he is, and that's no secret. That is what he is displaying to everybody. Like, he makes no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's like, I don't know what you expect. Like, I'm just me. And Tashi's kind of that way too. I feel like that's the thing, is like, Tashi and Patrick are super similar, and that's why they kind of clash. But also, she can't control him like she wants to. She can control Art because he's obsessed with her. So like, that's how they end up kind of working more, because she can be in control. But that's all it is like, it's like power dynamic shifting and everything. And yeah, Art's just a little simp.
This is changing the way I see the movie now.
Wait, really?
Interesting. A little bit. I do think the sauna scene, that was a big one for me, because, well, Patrick said he was being earnest, and then I was like, maybe he is, but I think he is also kind of hiding his intentions for sure. He was like, oh, I was just trying to like wish you well, etc. But I don't think that's exactly what was going on for sure. But yeah.
Plus, Art is like multiple times throughout the movie, it's like he's trying to like ask somebody to like throw the game for him, or like ask Patrick, like, let me win. Like, he's very like, I want something. Can you give it to me, please? Like, and it's like Tashi and Patrick are way more like, I'm going to play, I'm going to earn it. But like, Patrick's kind of having more of a loose, fun, chill time with it. And he doesn't take it too seriously, and Tashi takes it like incredibly seriously. So yeah.
Yeah, it does. I mean, reading through the synopsis, and Lauren had it on the TV just now to prepare. It really burns. This feels so real in real life, but it really does burn that of the three of them, I mean, inarguably, Tashi was the best player, and it sucks so bad that the ACL injury happens. But I mean, that kind of stuff happens all the time in real life. There will be an incredibly promising athlete where something happens and it completely takes them out of the running. One of my favorite ones is Zion Williamson in the NBA. Everyone's like, this guy's going to be this incredible player. This is like a once in a generation talent. And then he never lived up to the potential for the combination of he's so bulky that his knees couldn't take it. And also the man refuses to work out. So like he just is like he had a step against him, but then on top of it, he just refuses to put the work in, and it drives like all of the old NBA pros crazy. But Tashi, she had it. She had this thing in the bag.
Yeah.
She was going to be a superstar.
That's the
And
thing.
it burns when you see her then coaching and, you know, being married to Art, to know that he's at a point where he's starting to give up, and she wants what he has so bad. She wants it so badly, and she just has to sit back and accept the fact that like he's decided to retire and there's nothing she can do about it anymore. Like, ugh.
That's another piece of it too, is like them wanting what the other has. And I feel like for the guys, it's like both kind of like wanting her.
Mhm.
But like she most of the time is like I just want to play tennis. Like so it's I was just thinking about like having it on a little bit ago. Like you never really see her ever like that emotionally invested in either of them and like that devastated at all. But when she has that injury, I mean, that's the only time we see her cry, like anything to do with her injury and everything. Like she's never like, even when she fights with Patrick, she's not like, oh, me and my boyfriend got in a fight. And she's not like sad. She's angry, but she's not sad. And that's like the only time you see her cry and like truly heartbroken, and never like with either of their relationships.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She's my hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the I told you shirt on right now.
Is that yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Came prepared. I mean, I put up my Duncan wall. I did my sponsor wall.
There you go. Oh, I see.
That's another sponsor thing there too. I didn't realize when you first brought up Duncan, I thought you were talking about like her last name when you were like, I'm a huge Duncan fan. I just thought you meant Tashi Duncan. And I was like, I mean, yeah, we're all Tashi Duncan fans here.
We are. She has that drive. Like you were saying, I feel like Patrick's character and like Patrick and Tashi both like had that drive. And I feel like when they do the flashback scenes and you're seeing like how each of them was younger, I feel like Art's the one who changed the most, because doesn't it seem like to y'all that like he was way more talkative, energetic, and then you get to the modern part of the film or the current part and he just seems resigned / like out of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was interesting to me.
Yeah.
Because I think like you were saying, Lauren, like Tashi had that drive in her the whole time. And then when she got hurt, it just got invested into the other people. So
I think it's like he struck me as somebody who accomplished his dream. He's a professionally sponsored tennis player. He's out there living the dream, regardless of whether he's gotten the Grand Slam yet. But he read to me as like exhausted by the realities of the job. So I feel like I've seen that happen in the comedy world before, where you see people and they'll become stand-ups and it kind of seems like they get tired and they realize that, you know, part of the gig is the fact that if you're going to do an appearance on Fallon, you have to meet with the social media team and record a bunch of clips for social media. You have to keep up with your Twitter account. You have to do all these other little things. And the reality of the fact that in the comedy analogy, actually performing is a small percentage of the real job. If you're a comedy writer, actually writing the comedy is a small percentage of the job. I guess writing's a bad example because it is most of what you do. Writing things you care about is a small percent of the job. Writing things that you have to write is a larger percentage of the job. And I feel like for him, it's like, I feel like he's just getting worn out. We see so much physical therapy in this movie. We see a lot of stretching, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's I mean, hey.
It's the horniest physical therapy I've ever seen. There's so much tension.
Oh my God. But maybe that's a good segue there too, into just like the sheer eroticism of this movie. And that's something that Luca Guadagnino brings in. I will say the only other one of his that I've seen is Call Me By Your Name. Movie blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. It's so incredible and so sensual. And to see him bring that in here and have it in a tennis movie, what were your big takeaways in terms of like the way tennis and sexuality were portrayed?
I would have been fine if they had just cut the tennis scenes out. I don't think they even needed them. It could have just been straight up everything else. That would have still been a really fun movie. I was like, this movie's getting long. Let's cut the tennis out of it. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if that answers your question at all. Sorry. I was just sitting here thinking about all the cute boys I saw.
How do you feel the same way about like the final tennis match? Because that's maybe the most like erotically charged non-sex scene I've ever seen.
Yeah, that scene's just like amazing. It's just like I remember the first time we saw it. I mean, we were truly like actually at the edges of our seat. We were like so invested. It was like the moment that you know what's going to happen and it's playing out in slow motion with like that score playing in the background. It's just like what a great feeling. I was like, I have never felt this way watching a movie before. Like this is so like fun. But I was going to say more to do with like not that scene, but like I think just how they first talk to each other at the party. I feel like that is like a perfect encapsulation of who they're going to be the entire movie because and who they are as tennis players as well, because the whole time Tashi is only talking to them as tennis players and she's like, oh, you two are these guys and like you do this and you do this, and she's only focused on tennis. Like you could put anybody in their position and she just only cares about tennis. And then Patrick comes in very confident, but he is just kind of in it for the love of it. Like he doesn't really, he's like, you know, why do you want to go to school? Like he presents his thesis there. He's like, you just got to play. Like, what are you doing? Like, and then Art is just kind of sitting in the sidelines, blending in. And then he kind of like inserts himself too. And Patrick is way more of a like, he's there, go-getter. Again, he is himself. He's not hiding any bit of himself, good or bad. This is who he is. He's like, yeah, I got a girlfriend. Who cares? Like, Art's a little sneaky. He's playing kind of the social game a little bit. And he's kind of like, well, he has a girlfriend. And he's like, I'm just little old me, but he's throwing shots. They're just more subtle and they're more like snaky. So, which is why I don't like him. So it's fascinating to watch just that first conversation because it is a tennis match. It's just boom, 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 boom. And it's they're building and starting their relationship with each other. And it's just like how they're going to play the rest of the movie. It's just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So.
That's awesome. Yeah. Damn.
I love this movie.
Dang, yeah. I can tell you did. Wow. How many times have you watched it?
Full all the way through, probably like 3 or 4. I've put it on a couple times and only gotten like halfway because I have to do something, which was like today. I actually stopped today to get onto this at the Applebee's scene.
Awesome.
So for that to be the first thing you mentioned, I was like, that's where I left off. But yeah, this time around, I was just like trying to focus on like other little details that you just like can't possibly like catch the first time around. And just like even the colors he uses, like in that scene in particular, like, you know, Tashi, and this is another thing I want to say, Patrick and Tashi are pretty much always on the same page because they see each other. And that's the thing that connects Tashi to him is that he actually sees her for who she is. And that's where she feels more of a chemistry and more of a just like raw energy with him that she can't get from Art, because Art is obsessive in love with her, but not like he doesn't actually see her for who she is. So in that first scene, like she and Patrick are wearing the exact same color blue. And then Art is wearing this like pale pink shirt that like perfectly blends in with the pale pink chair he's sitting in. So it's like he's kind of a chameleon. He's kind of like blending in and like and then Patrick's shirt, while being the same as Tashi's, it contrasts with the chair behind him that's like this pale yellow. So he's like he stands out. He's like, you know, he's right in your face. And it's just like, you know, obviously these are not just like random choices. I love looking at stuff like that and going like, okay, why did they do this? And it's all planned and premeditated. And even little things of like this shirt where they pass it around and like they wear it at different points, Patrick and Tashi. I noticed for the first time this time that there's actually a shirt that Art and Patrick do that with, which is like the green and white striped shirt.
Oh, shit.
See Art wearing it, which this was another, like, sorry, I'm getting really granular right now.
No. This is amazing.
When you first see them at the US Open together and they're like walking around, Art is wearing that like green and white striped shirt, and then Patrick is wearing like a blue shirt, which are the same colors as the tennis court, the like blue and the green. So it already looks amazing. But then later when they're in the hotel room, Patrick puts on that green and white striped shirt for like the little like fake out threesome thing. So Yeah. It's just, I just love that stuff. There's so much that is so pretty and amazing. I love all the like little like micro, like the whole churro thing when he like, they first see Tashi and he like grabs his leg, the like all the little intimate moments. The physical therapy is even one. Like there's so many little things that are just like signaling things to you without you really noticing, that you're just like, oh, but you totally understand it. So it's kind of like we're playing tennis with them too.
Those little details are amazing. In terms of the physicality, it reminds me of the example that everybody always gives of Mr. Darcy in The Hand helping her out of the carriage, and how that is like, that's always held up as this incredible moment for like attraction and sensuality in a movie. And it's something that Luca does a lot in Call Me By Your Name as well. These little tiny touches that aren't as straightforward, but it does kind of reinforce this general feeling of like being touched and like drawing you into the movie itself, drawing you into the relationships.
Oh, that just made me think of another one that I didn't notice. I definitely noticed in the first time I watched it, the one where Patrick catches his gum.
Mm-hmm.
But I just realized Tashi does that to him too. So they both have a scene where they catch Art's gum for him. And that's like another way that they're both like, oh, hey, little baby. Like Art is just this like spoiled rich kid that's just like, help me. I need help. Like, will you take care of me? And that's like both of them like do that for him. Like he has to be shown by Patrick how to masturbate. Like this guy has not done anything himself. He's like picking, he only gets Tashi because he's swooping in and like trying to kind of like steal him out from under Patrick's work. Like Patrick is doing all the work. And he just swoops in and kind of like, you know, gathers what he can. And then it's like, oh, my grandma's going to watch. Can you please start the game so I can win for my grandma? Like he's the worst.
I did put this in my notes. I put in my cute boys section, I put cute in the like sheltered mama's boy kind of way.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
That's weird.
Yeah, I was putting him in my cute boys list for sure though. So. But in a special way, a lot.
It does seem like the internet was kind of split on which of the two guys they found most attractive too, which is interesting given that he is kind of like this little pampered princess.
Kevin, be honest, who did you find most attractive?
Oh, Patrick, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I was Art all the way.
Really?
Yeah, I think
So
so. I think so. That when he parked crooked, that's when I was done with him. I was done with him at that exact moment. I saw that. And the way he just leans in so close to people, I was cringing. I was like, oh.
I hated that too the first time around. That's like all those little things are so perfect because it's like, oh, I hate this guy. But then it's like the class dynamics come into play where I really felt sorry for him before we got more like backstory on him. I was like, oh, he's so poor and they're so rich. I want him to win. And then it like flips. Like this movie is just incredible. Like it's tennis match. It's all tennis all the way down.
It's cool too with Patrick how like he is obviously this like attractive guy, but they have the touches in it too where like even that kind of starts to fail him. Like you really get the picture of this guy. I think this is an experience a lot of people have, is that as they get older, a lot of the little charms that they used to be able to rely on kind of don't work as well. And so you see him trying to sweet talk his way into a free hotel room and it doesn't work. And like even the dudes who are there to watch the match and are like, maybe we should help him out. One of the guys in that is like, he smells. Like,
yeah.
His inability to take care of himself and to like look after all aspects of himself mean that he is breaking down when he doesn't need to be. And it's like, I mean, it's the same way. It's a physical manifestation of what Tashi calls out about him, which is like, you're rich, but you're refusing to use that money because you want to put on this show of being this person who did it on their own. And it's like, he's just hurting himself by refusing to use all of what he has.
Is he rich?
Yeah, she says it in that scene. She says that you want to like pretend. It's in the scene in the alleyway when he's trying to talk her into coaching him for one last season. She says like, just because you want to play, I'll try to find the exact quote, but she calls him out and basically says like, you're pretending you don't have money. Like your family has money and you're pretending that you don't have it so that you can like play at being this person that pulled themselves up by the bootstraps.
He wants so badly to be like the starving artist tennis player. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, because
all-
you see his bank account at one point, right?
Yeah, but
Like,
it
yeah,
has
and
like
it's like-
$70 in it.
Yeah, but I think I missed what you said, Kevin. I don't think I
Me
caught
too.
that.
Yeah.
I think it's implied that like his family has money that he could have access to that money, but is refusing to.
Like a
And
trust
so
fund.
like, yeah. Which also has another great piece of class dynamic to it, because I'm pretty sure they mentioned that Tashi's kind of like a Williams sister analogy in a way, right? Like, don't they mention that she does not come from money?
They do, yeah. They mentioned that like it's very subtle. It was actually, I didn't catch it until this time because I was always confused about that, because they have like the party in Long Island and they're talking about how she can be millionaires. And I always thought that that was her family's house. So I was like, well, they're already millionaires to have this, but it's not. That's just like the Adidas sponsored party. She's staying at the hotel. It's just like put on. That is not her family's home. And then she talks later about like scholarships and how her family, like when they're in the hotel, she talks about how like she couldn't go to boarding school because her family couldn't afford it. So like then I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, she came from nothing and then like, you know, had everything kind of, but nothing because of the injury. No tennis.
That shit's wild too. Like just the tiers of pay in like non big three sports, where like, you know, if you're like a pro baseball player, pro basketball player, pro football player, you're pretty much set. Like those guys, they have former players come in and give you coaching on how not to blow your money because you're about to get so much of it if you just got signed. Whereas for people on like the tennis circuits and like soccer, like I remember looking up when we were all like 22, I remember looking up how much a Columbus Crew player that was our age was making, and his annual salary was like $40,000. Like it was super low. So that kind of stuff, like the financials of these other sports are really interesting. And yeah, if you're someone like that,
Sponsorships.
Yeah, didn't they say he was ranked 273 or something?
Yeah,
how like no one would know who that is. Yeah, which is just crazy, because that's so good. Like at that point, like if you were a top 273 in NFL, obviously it's position based, but you would be on a pro team making really good money. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, to be at that tier and then to have like no money be associated. I mean, the three of us had a blast last year at the US Open. And I think one of the last matches we watched was on one of those like little tiny side courts that's like the size of, it has about as much fanfare to it as going to watch a high school tennis match. So it's got to be bizarre to be like at the US Open and you're playing at this professional level. And yet you don't even get grandstands. You're just at this like little tiny side thing. And you got to hope somebody's paying for your clothing.
Yeah.
Which, side note, that scene hurt a lot given the fact that we've been now to it, and the scene where they're at the US Open and they're like weaving through all the tables, and there's like plenty that are open in the year 2007 or 6 or whatever. It's like, oh man, it's so not like that now. But anyway.
Yeah, we're trust falling on StubHub this year. If they don't have anything for us, it's not happening.
Oh gosh, yeah. I've been looking.
Have you found anything?
Not yet. It's pricey.
Listeners, the US Open blew up for like
it did.
There was like a sweet spot where you could not pay that much. Like we've been a couple times and like the tickets weren't that bad. And then the three of us on this podcast right now tried to get tickets for like the Chase presale, and they were already priced up to like I think the cheapest we found was like $350, which is just insane.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, they're trying to keep the pores out. We got about 5 minutes left on this one. Any final thoughts on challengers?
Well, I was going to say it was about something previous, but in the scene in the sauna, or not in the sauna, but when Patrick says to Tashi, like, I can see who you are or whatever, initially I didn't believe it. And now I want to go back and watch the movie, because in the moment I was like, I don't believe that. And then by the end I realized, yes, they're like so similar. And that scene was like big. And Lauren, when you were explaining that made so much sense, because I feel like now, having seen the end or like the rest of the movie past that, I'm like, same drive, same determination, like almost like they're so similar as characters. It's something. Yeah.
Is that the scene where they're talking outside? Like they drove to like the deserted part of the city and they were talking outside?
I think so.
That seems electric.
And I want to know what their budget was for like wind blowers. They had so many blowers. Do you notice there were so many times there's like shit flying all over the place in all these outdoor scenes, newspapers, trash bags, 18 feet in the air. They had industrial blowers. Like how many? I have to know. I don't know if you can look this type of shit up anywhere, though.
Oh, I would love to know. Because I've seen all the stuff about how they did that really cool shot where you're the tennis ball, and it's fascinating. It's so cool. I love it. But yeah, nobody's mentioned that I've seen about this wind.
The wind was something else. Yeah, it felt like there was a severe storm, like a squall line coming in. Like all of those scenes, it was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I was getting anxious watching. Like $100,000 worth of like blowers for sure. Like, I wonder if like they had a ton of people with just hair dryers, or if they got one big one.
But like metaphorically, or like in this, like what does it represent? Do you think?
Oh my God. I don't think deeply like this, Kevin. You're gonna have to help out with that.
Oh boy. Let's see. Deep thoughts. I mean, I think if we I think if we leverage our learnings from Soren Kierkegaard and assign Patrick and Art each either the Night of Infinite Faith or Night of Infinite Resolution, we can pretty clearly draw a through line through. I think the wind is horniness.
Yeah. I was gonna put it slightly differently, but that's essentially what I was. Yeah.
It feels like this movie leverages the elements even when the elements are just, like the wind that's blowing there, or like the amount of sweat that's dripping from people. Like water feels like a decently big component in this movie. I know in that one scene on the beach, there's like the ocean in the background. I guess that would probably be, I think, where are they? Somewhere in Long Island. There's probably like the East River or something gross.
Yeah,
but like,
trying to figure out where that was. It was like, It looked so beautiful, and I don't know, where is this?
Well, because they're staying in Flushing, so I think it kind of has to be the East River, which is like, does that mean the lights in the background are Rikers Island? Like, we gotta look at.
Well, that party's in Long. Yeah.
Okay, so then, but that'd be hard to get to. Yeah. we can research that, but like, I feel like sweat alone makes water like a big component in this movie.
Totally.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just I'm remembering it or if it was actually in the movie, but I swear there was like a scene with Art, and he was just like completely naked, dripping sweat off his entire body, like 3 minutes slow motion. I don't know if any of you saw that. I saw it, I'm pretty sure. This is how I'm remembering it. And it was...
I think Evan might have just accidentally watched that one D'Angelo music video. It's just panning over his naked body. Oh my God. I did want to call.
I zoned out.
I know there was like a lot of like, there was like a big thing for like, stop trying to figure out who this is. But I do think it's really interesting, and it's worth talking about that. The writer of this is the husband of, is her name Celine Song, that wrote Past Lives. And I think it is notable that the two of them both dropped movies about love triangles that are two of my absolute favorite movies that I've seen in the past couple of years. And it really does make you wonder what happened that both of them had a love triangle as such like a salient thing that they wanted to write about.
And they both feel so real and like so like grounded. This is definitely heightened, especially compared to Past Lives. Like it's definitely like a lot like more, I don't know, sparkly, but like it's just there were so much in the different relationship dynamics that I've either experienced or I've like had friends experience, not with like 3 people, but just like in a relationship. And it's very, even though it is kind of like extra, it is also like grounded in reality too.
For sure. And then the only other one I wanted to note before we close is that Luca Guadagnino's next movie is a reboot of American Psycho.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Which
is, I could be wrong. I believe Austin Butler has been cast in the lead role there. So like, could be good. Could be good. That's all I'm saying.
I trust
Straight from my top 10 cute boys list. I'm a fan. In a reboot, this is ringing all my bells. I've got buzzers going off.
Did this add I forget Patrick's name, but did this add Patrick and Art to your cute boys list, or were they already on there?
He'd make a collage maybe. Maybe not
Okay.
a top 10 list, but I'd put them in some collages, I bet.
All right. When you have that collage ready, let us know. We'll put it up online somewhere.
I'll post it.
Yeah,
We'll post
we
it.
don't have a website, but we'll find some way to get this in front of people. Lauren, Evan, thank you so much for joining today. This was great.
Yay!
Yes,
Thanks for
this was so
having us.
fun.
Absolutely. Listener, thank you for joining us as well. We love having you. We'll be back here again next week with something else. Until then, stay nerdy, everybody. Bye.